Oh, hella beard, it's your boy Big Beard B, and we are back for another edition of Big Beard Business. For those of you new to the channel, I'm B, and on this channel we help you improve your confidence by way of compliments using the wonderful world of fragrance. If this is your second video or more, we ask that you hit the subscribe button so you can come back to rock with your boy. Today's video is a full review on a 2021 release from the house of Commodity, and that is Commodity Velvet Plus. All right, listen, if you are not in tune with Commodity Velvet or Commodity fragrances in general, then you may need to just slow it down a bit and let's get in tune. Listen, the house of Commodity has done a lot of things right. If you are not familiar with them, then I guess it's okay, because they did go through this stint where they kind of held things off for a bit. We thought they were going to go away, but they came back, and they've come back with a vengeance, okay? Listen, they're doing things a lot different. Now, we're talking today specifically about Velvet Plus, but before I get into that, let me bring you back to the original Velvet, this thing here. Now, Commodity Velvet came from the Black Label series of fragrances where things were a little bolder, more sensual, sexy, so to speak, and this one is really no different. And based on the name Commodity, well, Velvet is a commodity in itself. Now, we all heard the old saying that things are as smooth as velvet, and this is a smooth scent. Velvet in itself was really this textured fragrance that had the play on rose and almond. And with the new release, Velvet Plus, then you could expect, well, more rose and more almond. Traditionally, when we talk about fragrances, we see things like EDT, EDP, right, Parfum, but this go around we have Velvet minus, Velvet, and we have Velvet Plus, and today we're going to focus on Velvet Plus. Now, Velvet minus is more of that close encounter play on the notes, right? Velvet is just kind of that more expressive version of that, and then Plus is going to be that bold play on the notes of rose, right, and that almond that you get in the scent. And what I'll tell you that this fragrance is extremely sexy. Now, full disclosure with this fragrance and with this house, this fragrance was sent to me, but it was only sent to me because I've talked highly about their fragrances in the past, and they said, hey, yo B, we got something new, we would love to know what you think about it. I tried this fragrance for a while now, and I feel confident enough to tell you that this thing is top tier. Now, as always, we're going over the presentation, but let's go ahead and get to the note breakdown. Now, for your note breakdown for this fragrance, it's pretty simplistic. I think there are 6 listed notes here. In the top of this fragrance, you're going to get this crisp amber, you get some saffron. As you move into the mid, you're getting to get that play on that almond that we know so much from this fragrance. There's also some labdanum, and then in the base here, you get some patchouli and some smoke. With that said, this is a darker play on a gourmand scent. When I think of this fragrance, I do think of almond, but there's also some rose within this fragrance as well. I don't see it listed in the breakdown, but there's this rose that I can definitely smell within this fragrance, and it adds to that sensual scent of this particular fragrance. Now, the write-up on this fragrance says this one is an overdose on amber, patchouli, and labdanum. When I look at what this fragrance offers more of than the original Velvet, I would say that this is a more intense play on smoke, more intense play on patchouli, and more intense play on amber. For me, when I smell this fragrance, again, that amber is very lively within this fragrance, so it comes off as a fragrance that is warm. I also still smell some of that rose within this fragrance, and the rose within this fragrance almost reminds me, and this one was made first, at least the original Velvet, almost reminds me of the L'Homme à la Rose from MFK, right? That rose within that fragrance is an extremely wearable rose for men, and I think that this works here as well. Now, the commodity fragrances, to me, Velvet included here, all come off as more of a unisex play on fragrances, and I don't think there's any different here. But as I mentioned, this fragrance is it's deeper, it's darker, it's more bold, and the projection is a lot more so of that than the original. This fragrance says right on the bottle, this fragrance is bold. It's for me and everyone else, which means if you're looking for heavier projection, this is a fragrance that that you're going to want to go to versus the original or the minus. On the opening of this scent, I get something that I personally find to be warm, cozy, and inviting. Now, although this one is said to be bold, right, it's definitely bolder than the original, but it's not like super in your face, and it's not aggressive. Sometimes when you get that within fragrances, you find it to be cloying, right? They can take away from the overall profile of the scent, and I don't feel that this one does that at all. When I smell this fragrance, I still think of a fragrance that is sensual, it's sexy, it's seductive, and although it is amped up, that works for me, right? It works for me in this way because it cuts through some of that colder weather a bit more, especially as the weather is changing here in Tennessee. I am looking forward to what this fragrance is definitely going to offer. Now, for some of you out there who are looking to get a signature fragrance for a fall or winter, or, you know, looking for a fragrance that has smoke, but maybe you're not a fan of things that I traditionally recommend. Let's say one, for instance, is going to be By the Fireplace, right? That By the Fireplace obviously features almond there. You get some of that amber within this fragrance. But this fragrance, you could kind of go head to head with, right? I feel that this fragrance has a little less smoke than you would get there, right? If you're not looking for a super campfire feel. And again, with some of those amped up patchouli, the amped up amber within this fragrance, and then the play on that almond and the rose really takes this one in a separate direction. So if you're looking for something like that, this is a fragrance that you could wear, and the price breakdown for this fragrance isn't bad at all. As for my final thoughts on Velvet Plus, this is a fragrance that is, just as the name states, this one is smooth. It adds more of that je ne sais quoi to the fragrance overall. It's still sexy, still sensual, still seductive, and still a fragrance that I personally believe are going to garner you compliments. The range of price on this fragrance, I think the discovery stats start around $12 on this one, and it goes up to 4 bottles, etc. I'll leave everything linked and listed down below for you if you care to check it out. But if Velvet's not your cup of tea, right, and you tried others within their collection, whether it's book or paper or bergamot, they have just the whole profile of the collection being revamped up, and I think that is something out there a lot of us can look forward to. I am a huge fan of the House of Commodity. Hopefully you are as well. If not, try them out and you'll likely be swayed as well. As always, I'm your boy, Big B. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend that we are back again. And you already know what I need you to do. Be as smooth as butter. Head over there and hit the goddamn bell. I guess I should have said as smooth as velvet.